It's illegal to use a legal name. IDs are illegal worldwide. Did you know you're in a satanic death cult via the birth certificate fraud? All IDs are illegal worldwide. You have to read the BCCRSS until it clicks. Otherwise, you're just going to be debating and arguing with everyone that comes your way because you're a bootlicker. Satanic reject from hell, Luciferian. Meat stick puppet. Just because you don't know what's going on doesn't change anything. You're complicit in a legal death cult, legal name fraud. It's called NameGate. So the way it works is your intent changes when you're notified of the legal name fraud. And just because nobody's kicking your door down, and my only thing of washing my hands of you is letting you know that it is illegal to use a legal name and that IDs are illegal. You read one essay and you think that you haven't even finished one essay or the BCCRSS and you try to argue with me. I'm not here to fucking argue with you. Everyone's like, whoa, what's this? This is crazy. Guess what? You're in a fucking death cult. That's actually crazy to me. You're in a birth certificate fraud death cult. That to me is crazy. Okay? So these fucking whores of Babylon, babbling on and on and on, trying to argue with me, such ungrateful meat sticks, can't even comprehend simple truth. Hey, guess what? It doesn't matter if it's insane. You're actually insane trying to rationalize your criminality. Here's the deal. You're breaking the 10 commandments, all 10 commandments at once, in what's called legal name fraud. It's a death cult. That means that every single war that has ever been created has been fabricated by the Vatican so that they can rule over you and keep you in infantile, dead by consent necromancy. Yeah, look up Vatican Necropolis, look up Londinium, city on the moon. Londinium, fortress on the moon, okay? And look up Vatican Necropolis, look up the Holy Crown and the Holy Lance, and you'll see that the Vatican, along with Washington, D.C., which is like Rome, right? Rome on the hill. And that's why they call it capital. The toe of L, the toe of L. Yeah, it's illegal to use a legal name, means that you're dead by consent. So the military arm is Washington, D.C., right? And then the religious arm is the Vatican, which is the Rome, Italy, right? And then like little lie. Oh, just a little white lie. Yeah, that's an embellishment. So then you got City of London, which is the financial arm. So they separate everything to confuse you. This is called the unholy trinity. Most people don't know what even a trinity is. Trinity is 3. They do everything in 3s. If you look at the Tanakh and everything, it's 3 or 23. 23 stands for 333, like WWW, WWW, which is a double V, which is an A flipped, which is Grecian military, phalanx, which is like a triangle where they move as an arrow, and then they worship Eros, which is the god of baby love, or just, because everyone's basically a child of creation, and you never actually grow up. You're just a child of creation, and there's never supposed to be any perversion. But, they start perverting the children through the ninth gate death cult, where the baby is actually raped. Now, you think that you didn't actually rape that baby, but if you read Bulletproof, you actually did. Just like you raped the animals when you were eating those animals. Because actually animals are more innocent because they can't beg you for mercy, not to kill them. Okay, now when you ask someone for a legal name to say that they're a dead thing, you're committing spiritual murder on somebody, which is worse than physical murder. That's how serious this crime against humanity is. Now, what's really interesting is there's an old Greek story of the guy. If you look at the backstory of the guy that pushing the rock up the mountain, that's what this is about, the legal name fraud, about telling everyone about the legal name fraud. Even though you escape from death knowing that you were killed, because in the story, the guy was like, he said, put my body out in the street. And then to his wife when he died, and then she did it, and then the people were saying that, well, because you put his body in the street, that's a disgrace, you need to bury him, and then it was like a false burial, so she broke the contract. And you need to double check the story on this, but it's a story about how he cheated death, and then what happens is, and by knowing that you were killed, and you know about the legal name fraud, then you're essentially cheating death. And then by cheating death, your punishment is having to push the boulder up the hill constantly, which is telling everybody that it's illegal to use legal name. And even if they say, oh, it is, then they still have an issue because they don't actually comprehend, because if they did, they would be screaming from the rooftops like me how important it is to get the word out and to comprehend this truth of truths, which is the only truth. La verdad. Babilonia está cayendo. It's illegal to use legal name. Babylon is fallen. It's so simple, yet so complex when you start to get down to the nitty gritty and you start relearning the phonics and you start seeing like how stupid and perverted the whole world is, because they're going along with the fraud and going along with the rape because they're called Philistines, and Philistines are the ones that pretend like they didn't rape the baby. They didn't do the birth certificate fraud, like they didn't create the birth certificate, they didn't create the birth certificate fraud, but they're going along with it. So they're even more culpable and complicit in the crime. So the one who sees the crime and does nothing, so that is worse than the one who did the crime initially. You got to look into if you're a master of law, you'll start to see how it works, but legal is not law. Legal is illegal.wordpress.com. There are few of you out there, mostly on the crew, that are going to watch this and are watching this right now, that hear every word that I'm saying. Just as when Kate speaks on the Legal Name Fraud radio episodes, I hear every single word, and I will even re-listen to look for the nuances and subtle details that I didn't pick up the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth, sixth times. Okay? Because this is one of those things where you need to read all of the essays multiple times. You need to give up everything to getting the word out. Okay? That's how important this is. You do not want to be giving up your soul for a bowl of soup or 30 shekels or whatever the sell-out price is. You only are responsible for you, and everybody else is designed to steer you away from that because they are not in control of their ship. Very simple. I'm going to make another section on this, but because they have the other two accounts stricken. So I'm going to be on the Lego show now, but I'll make this a 2-part video.